Welcome back to CS12. This episode is specific to the studio itself. So we're going to talk a little bit about kind of some of the equipment and some of the versatility that we truly have. Starting off, why don't we talk about microphones? My first official microphone, which will never leave me, it was gifted to me by my late grandmother, Grandma Chakowski. It is a Shure SM7B. Any of you familiar with microphones know that is about the biggest workhorse in the microphone industry, covering a full gamut of recording opportunities and situations. I also have a Studio Projects C1 microphone. This would be considered a U47 clone. Nice microphone, pretty warm given the U47 design. And actually, one of the songs on this recording uses that microphone. Another one uses the SM7B. And then I have my Austrian Audio OC18 microphone. I love that thing. You'll see that demonstrated here in these recordings below as well. And then I have a Lewitt 140 Air. Should be great for some acoustic recordings. It does have a nice bump feature, somewhere around the 12K range, just to give a nice crispness to an acoustic recording. So that should be fun when we get to put that to use. I have an amp, a low wattage amp by Vox that I can direct in to my recording software. The thing's amazing. You can do all kinds of cool stuff, and it's specifically designed for acoustic instruments. So really looking forward to finding somebody to play around with that with. I use a Sterling Audio 4-channel headphone amplifier with AB capabilities, so we can do some fun stuff with getting different sounds coming out. I use a PreSonus interface. It's a Studio 68C. Basically, the reason I have it is it's a 4-channel TSR interface. I love it. Are there higher quality interfaces out there? Sure. But when using a, say, preamp, mine is a Heritage Audio HA73 Elite Series, which is a Neve clone, one of the best out there. I love this thing, guys. It's just amazing. It adds such a awesome coloration to the vocals. Not overwhelming, just really brings out that natural tone, especially in combination with the OC18 microphone. It also brightens up, for those familiar, it will brighten up the Shure SM7B when used with my cloud lifter. It turns out fantastic as well. That's one of my other pieces of outboard gear. The other one is a DBX160A. Very, very nice compressor. It is one of the few that were manufactured in America. So they do use some different transistors, gives just a touch bit difference in the sound compared to the models not made in America, and really brings a nice analog sound from the compression into the recording. I've got multiple sets of headphones, although I am looking to add a couple more. Some have just either disappeared, broken, or what have you over the years, and it's just time to go about that. Now, as far as software, I do use Logic Pro X. Most recent version, 10.6.3 currently. In Logic, there's something called plugins. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, and some of you don't. I have the full collection of Isotope plugins, the full collection through the All Access Pass of Slate Digital plugins, and I use the native Logic plugins as well because, frankly, they are very, very good too. So, in combination, really does give me not only mixing capabilities between all these headphones, but mastering capabilities or preparation for mastering um, in in the software that I have. Um, I do have my own personal set of headphones that I use. I have monitors like you normally see in the studio, you know, those powered speakers sound fantastic. Well, in a small environment with neighbors on the other side of the wall, those just really don't work as well unless if you've treated acoustically the environment that you're listening to them in, then you really get the full sound to them. The ones I'm currently using, a little above entry level, they're the JBL 305 K2s. Selected that size in order to keep the volume down, and then I have an active 10-inch subwoofer, which I don't use for mixing because of the active feature. However, in referencing playback, it is nice to kind of put some bass in, like most people are going to be listening to it anyways. So instead, I invested in a very nice pair of headphones that translate across the board very, very well. Um, as far as the studio itself, of course, you know, there's a whole bunch of odds and ends and little things here and there, but overall, that's what I'm using to create the songs that you will be checking out below. Thanks for joining.